Hi, it's me again. Welcome to part 2 of Rotten Richie on the Ultimate Dare. If you didn't watch part 1, make sure you do or you won't know what's going on. One thing I'm noticing about Patricia Polacco books is even though they're very good, they're very long. So here we go with part 2. There I was, all by myself, out on that ice with the biggest, meanest, ugliest Sonic of all. It was their shot, and I alone had to guard our goal. I hung on to the net for dear life. The crowd was dead silent. The puck was dropped, and that Sonic barreled down the ice headed straight for me. I heard him make a slap shot. Then I saw him leap into the air and land right on top of the net. He bounced off. Then he just lay there, out cold. That's when I felt it. I had the puck in my hand. He hadn't made the goal. I had caught it. The crowd exploded. Skate the puck to their goal, twerp. You have 30 seconds to do it, I heard my brother yell. I steadied the puck with my stick and pushed it ahead of me as fast as I could. The Sonic's goal seemed miles away. The clock was ticking. The crowd was calling out the seconds. Then the puck got away from me. I slid back up to it, closed my eyes, and slapped the puck as hard as I could. The buzzer sounded the end of the game. It was all over. When I opened my eyes, there it was, the puck smack in the Sonic's net. I had scored the winning point. That's my little sister, I heard my brother call out as the crowd roared. Well, I guess I showed Richie all right. I had to admit, though, hockey was not the piece of cake that I thought. But now it was Richie's turn. He had to come to my ballet classes and dance in my recital. Richie was good to his word. He practiced hard and even stopped teasing me about Paul LeBlanc. Finally, the night of the recital arrived. All of Miss Barent's ballet school students were in a dither. Richie and I were in the dressing room. I ain't wearing this, he hissed as I held up his costume. I'll look like a flower, and all my friends will be out there tonight. I had to wear your hockey gear, so you are wearing it, I insisted. Richie complained, as we all did our warm-up at the bar. He complained when we put our stage makeup, and he complained that after all that he was too exhausted to go on. Guess it's not as easy as you thought, huh? I sneered. We peeked out of the curtain. The whole school was there. Again. Richie turned so red his freckles almost disappeared. On stage, people, Miss Barent called out as she clapped her hands. We took our places on stage. The music began and the curtains parted. All of us were in perfect fifth positions. All except Richie. His feet were turned in instead of out as we started our dance in unison. He jumped when we glided. He twirled when we leaped. When we glissaded upstage, he glissaded downstage. When we did our pas de cha, Richie hopped around like a rabbit. And at the end of the number, as we all did our grand arabesque, Richie lost his balance and grabbed for the curtain. That's when the audience started to snicker. The next two numbers went very well because Richie wasn't in them. Richie hid from all of us during the intermission. Then it was time for the Nyala number, the main number of the second part of the recital. Richie was a wood nymph. All he had to do was one single tour jeté, just one tour jeté. Well, he did it all right and landed right on Paul LeBlanc. Paul lost his balance and fell into a fairy tree. The tree tripped, knocked over a gazebo, and finally fell through the backdrop. As we were all doing our twirls across the floor, We knew to watch a spot so that we wouldn't get dizzy. Richie didn't, so he twirled and got so dizzy that this time he grabbed the curtain and almost swung it off the stage. The audience roared with laughter. The curtain closed for the second intermission. Miss Barrett held her head. "Your brother has ruined the entire production," she shrieked. Then she collapsed in a heap in the director's chair and glared at me. "Miss Barrett, we still have the finale, the Adagio duet with Paul and me. We have our closing solos," I pleaded. Miss Barrett managed a weak smile, only to be replaced with utter horror as Paul LeBlanc limped toward her. "Miss Barrett, I can't do the last number," he wailed. "I sprained my ankle when Richie fell on me." I wanted to cry. We all looked at Richie and just shook our heads. Richie saw the tears well up in my eyes. "Wait," he called out. "I can do Paul's number." Everyone groaned. "You have done enough tonight, Richard," Miss Barrett said sadly. "No, Miss Barrett, I really can. I've been practicing all of the steps to help Tricia rehearse. I can do it with my eyes closed." "Miss Barrett, maybe he really can," I said. "He has been practicing those steps. The grand lift at the end is the only one that still needs work." "Please let me try," Richie pleaded. Miss Barrett finally agreed, but no lift at the end. Paul's costume fit Richie perfectly. We took center stage. The music started and the curtain opened. The audience started to giggle. But as we took our first steps, Richie was in complete unison with me. He lifted me when he was supposed to. He was doing the right steps in time with the music. He was actually graceful. The audience wasn't laughing anymore. Then Richie took his pose while I did my solo. I danced around the entire stage and then did 36 consecutive releves across the stage on point. Everyone leapt to their feet and cheered. Then I posed, and it was Richie's turn to take Paul's solo. I had no idea what he was going to do. I wasn't sure if he knew all Paul's dance. To my astonishment, Richie did the highest leaps I have ever seen. The audience clapped, and then he was ready for the final pirouette. He pointed, snapped his leg in a jeté, and spun. He was a blur. He must have done 10 consecutive turns. I lost count. Richie gestured for me to join him. Paul and I were supposed to do the grand leap here. "Richie, we can't do this," I whispered. "Come on, kid. Let's give them their money's worth," he winked. He whirled me around and lifted me above his head. He threw me up and caught me, then spun me out. I ran stage left and did